界だね爪を噛む明日はどっちださって明けない夜も降り続けて止まない雨もこのろくでもない世界にはあるんだよ少しも変ではないのまどろみに足を取られてるあなたを責めているわけじゃないんだよ一人空想に遊ぶそこで思い描いたこと
What is that thing? Has the training started already? I thought we were rescuing people.
Stay back! This is real. Those are villains.
The only real heroes I see are 13 and Eraserhead. Perplexing. According to the schedule we retrieved from UA, All Might should be here as well.
So you scumbags used the press as a cover and sneaked onto campus.
Where is he? I went through the trouble of bringing so many friends who were eager to meet him. They want All Might, the great symbol of peace. I can't believe he's not here. Maybe if I kill a few kids, he'll come out to play.
That day we learned what the pro heroes are really up against. The darkness they face to keep us safe. We looked at these villains, and pure evil stared back.
What? Real villains? No way. How could so many of them get into a UA facility this secure?
Yeah, 13. Why aren't the alarms going off?
Good question. I'm not sure.
Is the entire campus under attack? Or is this their only target? Either way, if the alarm sensors aren't being triggered, then one of these villains must have a quirk that's masking their presence here. They carefully chose this isolated facility as an entry point at a time when a class was being taught. They're fools for trespassing here. But they've thought this out. Whatever their plan, they must have a concrete objective in mind. But what is it?
13, get them out of here, and alert the main campus. Actually, if they've got the ability to block our sensors, then they might be jamming our regular communications too. Kaminari, try using your quirk to contact the school.
Yes, sir.
What are you gonna do? You can't fight them on your own. There's too many of them. Even if you can nullify their quirks, your fighting style's not suited for this. Your power works best in stealth and one-on-one fights. That's not gonna help with a group.
You can't be a pro if you only have one trick. I'll leave it to you, 13.
Shooting squad, take your aim!
Didn't our intel say it was just gonna be 13 and All Might out here? Who's that?
Don't recognize him. But if he thinks he can take us down easy, he's dead.
Let's shut him down! My quirk!
Where are my bullets?
Idiots! That's Eraserhead, a pro! He can cancel your quirks just by looking at you!
Cancellation? Bet you can't erase the quirk of a heteromorphic type like me, can you?
Yeah, you're right. But a villain like you is only dangerous if you can reach me. Good thing. I've taken measures to make sure that never happens. Now which one of you gutter punks is next?
There he goes, trying to intimidate us. He is strong, and since he's hiding behind those goggles, you can't tell whose quirk he's erasing. He's making it hard for us to work together or rely on each other's powers. How annoying. The worst worst thing about dealing with pros is when they live up to all their hype.
Whoa! He's holding them off. I guess I shouldn't have underestimated him.
This is no time to be analyzing. We have to go.
There is no escape for you.
Damn. I blinked and the guy who seems like the most trouble got away.
It's a pleasure to meet you. We are the League of Villains. I know it's impolite, but we decided to invite ourselves into this haven of justice to say hello. And besides, isn't this a fitting place for All Might, the symbol of peace, to take his last breath? I believe he was supposed to be here today, and yet I see no sign of him. There must have been some sort of change in plans we could not have foreseen. Well, in the end, I suppose it doesn't matter. I still have a role to play.
Did you think we were just gonna stand around and let you tear this place to shreds?
You live up to your school's reputation, but you should be more careful, children. Otherwise, someone might get hurt.
You two, get out of the way right now!
I'll scatter you across this facility to meet my comrades and your dads.
Crap! What is this?
What's going on?
Water. He must have a warping quirk. They came here to kill All Might. I guess it's a good thing he's not in class right now. But where is he? What the heck?
First catch of the day. Nothing personal, kid, but you gotta die!
Hey, Midoriya!
For Frog, you've got some pretty big boobs, Sue. Perfect floaties.
You saved my life, Asui.
I told you to call me Sue.
Tsuyu Asui. Her quirk, frog. It's pretty self-explanatory. She could basically do anything a frog can.
This is turning out to be a terrible day of class.
Yeah, I keep thinking about what that villain said.
All Might was supposed to be here today, and yet I see no sign of him. There must have been some sort of change in plans.
They knew our whole schedule and who would be here. They must have gotten into school files while we were all stuck in the cafeteria. The teachers were busy trying to get the media off school grounds. That means they've been waiting for the perfect time to attack, just like Todoroki said they were.
Hey, hold on a second! It's not like these guys can really kill All Might. Once he shows up, he'll pound these villains until there's nothing left!
Think about it, though.
Huh?
If the villains spent so much time planning this attack, then they probably figured out a way to kill him. And didn't you hear what that smoke guy said? Maybe we should worry more about not getting tortured to death. Otherwise, we might not survive long enough to see All Might again. And even if he does show up, who knows if he'll make it out in one piece.
No, the pros are gonna save us, right? Tell Frog Boots to shut up!
Ribbit?
You bastards! I'll enjoy eating you!
Bad guys!
Asui might be right. If they're here for All Might, they may have a way to defeat him. They wouldn't have planned this attack if they didn't. But why him out of all the heroes? Because his very existence discourages villains and evil? Because he's the one and only symbol of peace and justice? Actually, it doesn't matter.
Young man, you too can become a hero. Come on, fanboy! Show me that fighting spirit!
I don't care what their reasons are.
Welcome, young Midoriya.
Congrats on getting in.
I have to focus.
Fear not, citizens! Hope has arrived! Because I am here!
I have to face this evil. Head on! If they can beat him, then we have to stop whatever it is these bad guys are planning. We have to work together and keep All Might safe. No one at UA knows what's happening. This is up to us. Let's be heroes.
Are you embarrassed to lose to a child? For God's sake, you're adults. Put up a real fight.
The number you have dialed is not in service or has been temporarily disconnected. Please check the number and then try again. Thank you.
Can't get through to 13 or Aizawa. Then again, they are teaching. Unlike me, I'm neglecting my duties because I spent the entire morning commute being heroic. An amateur move. What was I thinking? Maybe I should just show up and say something inspiring at the end. Yeah, get a good 10 minutes out of my hero form.
Time to join my student!
Hold your horses.
Hello, Nezu, sir.
That's me. The one who could be a mouse or a dog or a bear, though the only important thing is... I'm the principal!
Your fur looks especially well-groomed and glossy today, sir.
The secret is keratin. I'm not sure that humans can get this kind of lustrous shine, but we can talk about grooming later. Look at the news. Shall I read it to you? It says you resolved 3 incidents in just 1 hour. The fault mainly belongs to the ruffians who still cause trouble in this city despite you being here. But you also have to learn not to react every time you hear of an incident. You haven't changed in all these years. You've always been proactive. Only now your heroism must be limited due to your injury. Plus, you've also got the added work of training One for All's successor. You insist on remaining the symbol of peace, and the only way you can justify staying out of the spotlight is by teaching. That's why I gave you this job. Oh dear, you're smoking. That can't be good. It looks like you need to stay here in the lounge and relax a little while longer. The other teachers will understand. They're more than capable. But now that you are a teacher here, All Might, I really do wish you'd prioritize your students over your hero work. They deserve it. After all, there are plenty of other hero agencies working throughout the city.
Yeah, you're right, Principal. So I was gonna head over to the USJ to make an appearance now, actually, if you don't mind.
Even if you went now, you'd have to return almost right away. So you might as well stick around and listen to some of my teaching philosophies. They could prove to be useful.
This is turning into a lecture.
Here, drink up.
She's always so long-winded whenever there's tea involved. And I'm still a little concerned that I couldn't get in touch with 13 or Aizawa.
Let's start by discussing combat pedagogy as viewed through the lens of ethical quirk use.
You know, you haven't changed much all these years either, sir.
Shoji, got them? Anything? Where is everyone? They've been scattered across the facility, but our classmates are still here.
What do we do? The guy's not affected by physical attacks and can apparently teleport stuff?
Class rep.
Yes.
I have a job for you. Run to the school and tell the faculty what's going on here. The alarms aren't sounding, and our phones and radios are useless right now. One of these villains must be to blame. Even though Eraserhead is canceling people's quirks left and right, We're still completely sealed off from the outside world. Likely whoever is causing this interference hit as soon as they warped into the USJ. They could be anywhere, impossible to hunt down. It'll be faster for you to run and get help than for us to find whoever's jamming everything.
Yes, but it would be disgraceful for me to leave you all behind.
No emergency exit. There are lots of alarms outside. That's why they're keeping all of us trapped inside the USJ, right?
As long as you can get outside, they won't follow. Blow this stupid mist away with those engine legs.
Use your quirk to save others. Be a real hero.
I can help you out. Just like I did when I fooded you in the cafeteria. Okay? No prob. Please, class rep, do it!
Even if this is your only option, are you really foolish enough to strategize in front of your enemy?
It won't matter if you know what we're planning or not when I'm done with you!
What do you mean, fight? Are you crazy? These guys might be able to kill All Might, and you think we can take them? Did you hit your head when we got warped here? The best plan is for us to just wait for a real pro from UA to come and save us!
Think about it. Those villains down there clearly have an advantage in the water, and assume that's where we'll fight.
Are you even listening?
If that's the case, they must have known what was inside the USJ before they warped in.
Yeah. But for a group with such careful planning, there's one thing that really sticks out to me, something that just doesn't add up. They sent you here, Asui. Whoops, I meant Sue! Yeah, they warped you to the shipwreck zone.
That kind of fell apart on you, didn't it?
A little bit.
But why does it matter that she's here?
Yeah, okay, right. It means the villains probably have no idea what our quirks are.
Ribbit, you've got a point. If they knew I was a frog, they would have sent me into that fire zone over there instead of somewhere full of water.
They probably separated us because they didn't know what we could do and planned to overpower us once we were in smaller groups, easier to pick us off one by one. We can use that to our advantage. They don't know what our quirks are, so for all they know, the three of us could be super powerful. Look, none of them are trying to climb into the boat. That proves they're a little unsure. But that means they're not going to underestimate us either. They're being smart and playing it safe. For now.
So let's talk quirks. I'll go first if you want. Obviously, I can jump high and cling to pretty much any wall. And of course, there's my tongue. I can stick it out about 20 meters. Oh yeah, and I can spit out my stomach so I can clean it. That's not really useful. Finally, I also secrete a toxic mucus. It just stings a bit.
Secrete mucus?
We could probably only use my jumping and my tongue here. Forget about the last things.
I figured you were powerful, but that's amazing. I have my super strength, but it comes at a price. Once I use it, I'm pretty much out of commission. It's a double-edged sword until I can control it.
I've got these sticky balls. Their strength varies. Depending on how I'm feeling, they might stick to something a whole day. They grow back as fast as I can pull them off, but I'll bleed if I use too many. Oh, and they don't stick to me. I just bounce right off them. Don't look at me like that! This is why I said we should wait for the real heroes! My quirk is totally unfit for battle and we're gonna
you have an incredible power! Really, we just have to figure out how to use it!
I'm starting to get bored! Let's get the show on the road!
That's a great power. Now the ship's sinking.
Don't freak out! You gotta calm down! They'll guess your quirk!
What the hell are these things?
Wait, they're afraid to touch them.
The boat will be fully submerged in less than a minute. And once they're in the water, they don't stand a chance against us.
For fish food!
So, Minetta, are you really sure the hero thing is right for you?
Shut up! It's weirder not to be scared right now! We just got out of junior high a little while ago! I didn't think I'd be facing death a few days after starting UA! I can't believe I'm gonna die without ever getting to touch Yairo through the film!
Listen up. An enemy that's certain of their victory is bound to make a mistake. All Might said something along those lines in a TV interview a while back.
What does that mean?
Now's our chance. We can beat them.
Poor babies sound like they're crying for their mommies up there.
Hey now, don't forget Shigaraki told us to keep our guards up. We can't judge them by how old they are, but by their quirks. They could do anything. Of course, we'll definitely have an advantage in the water, so I'm not exactly worried for us.
Come on, act like Kacchan would!
Now die! Stupid move, kid!
Even if I use a smash, I can't get them all at once when they're in a circle like that. Besides, there are still other enemies outside of the shipwreck zone, so I can't sacrifice my arm just yet. Focus! Remember the image of the egg not exploding!
Ready, Mineta?
Even though he's as scared as I am, even though he's shaking, he's still going through with this.
Take this! Delaware Smash! Soup! Mineta now!
What the heck, Midoriya? How do you do it? You're acting so cool, and I'm not helping at all!
Take this, you villains! You can eat my sticky ball!
What's going on? I'm getting dragged in!
These come from that kid!
I can't get him off of me!
If a strong force is applied to water's surface, the water will be pushed away, and then come rushing right back to the middle!
We rounded them all up. Not too shabby. You guys are amazing. Both of you. I guess we passed the shipwreck zone.
冴えない僕と僕を囲む世界で描いても掴んでもまだ遠くて Wow 何度近づいても遠ざかってく夢で起きた夜明けの気配で満ちた街は声を潜めている揺れている僕は存在意義を暗闇で探してる冴えない僕と僕を囲む世界で描いても掴んでもまだ遠くて何を捨てればそこにたどり着ける何度も叫んでみても僕は僕でしかないから夢であろうと現実だろうときっと超えてゆける転んだっていい泣いたっていいいつかその全てが半分になるから
Everyone, let's hold our own until Ida gets back with help. We'll be okay.
Next time, game over!
We're gonna see some unexpected developments from Yaoyorozu's body.
Go beyond!
Flash Ultra!